Welcome, everybody. Palantir Day is upon us, and we get to finally hang out and talk about what's going on with Palantir today. We have about 35 minutes left before we get the results. I want to say hello. I jumped on early just so we can hang out and not be stressed out about going straight into the financials. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. It's always a concern with these things, with the live stream and all. So let me know if you can hear me okay. If you can see me okay, and everything is great. By the way, shout out to Suraj for being here. Thank you, Suraj. Shout out to Raziel, Stable, Frank, Wayne. Okay, so everything is great. So first of all, hey, Georgi, what's up? Hey, Ori, what's up? Dan, what's up? Nafta, Mark, Anthony, Steve, let's go. Everybody's in the house. Good. So a few things. I want to just let you know we have a little contest going on for Patreons and channel members. So there is a contest going on. I'm going to show that in a second. So we're giving away, not a huge contest. We're giving away $50 in an Amazon gift card to whoever guesses what would be the share price in 35 minutes at the end of the day, before the earnings come out. So before the earnings come out, at 59, whoever guesses the share price or gets closest gets a $50 coupon for Amazon. So if you're a Patreon or channel member, head on over to Discord. Make sure you vote because you can actually win some money. So we have 774, 783, 765. You can see all the bets. I'm here at 735, but I'm obviously not going to win the gift card. But if you're a Patreon or a channel member, make sure you head on over there and you place your bets because you might win $50. Why not, right? So, gonna say a few hellos here before we get started. Let me highlight a few people. Hello to Kim Harold. Sounds good. Thank you for letting me know. We got Dallon Hope, hoping to let his 16K shares fly. Frank, shout out to Palantir community. Thank you letting me know, Jack. Appreciate it. Tom, I'm glad I'm live streaming too. By the way, you have a beautiful name. I don't know if I had no idea I had viewers in Belgium. Thank you, Niels. I really appreciate it. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, Hoovy is always here in every single stream. Thank you. My hair, I appreciate it. People seem to like the hair, but it's literally like natural. It grows like that. We have a few bets. So Blackbeard is saying 8.41. Ahad is going for $6. That's aggressive. TK is going for 7.62. Me now is going aggressive in the other direction with 11. 8.2 for Pentapower. $5. Ooh, I don't know, Countryside Lover. I love that name though. That's the bet you want to go on. Anthony Moses says 420 and 69. I love that bet. That's beautiful. Okay. Hans is with Let's Go. I don't think it's a price, but it's okay. Let's Go, I agree. After earnings, Palantir go up or down? It might go up or it might go down. That's the only thing I can tell you. I got 8.5 from Pedro, 7.58 from Ear Pain. Hey, Andre. Hey, Joaquin. Uncle Jesse's in the house. Let's go. Yeah, Hoovy with that $16 gamble. That seems a lot. Like, it's a Hail Mary, man. I don't think so. 751. 784 from Mark. Rich. Cargo shorts, Tom? Of course, you know it, Rich, bro. You know it. It's always cargo shorts time, Rich. Always. Or is saying, I hope that they gain more than the weight you lost. How did you do that? I just stopped eating like a bitch. It's very simple. 7.62 to Sunny Raj. 7.30 to Reziel. Tom, your hair is looking extra Russian today. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I don't know. Is this a compliment? Shout out to Adrian, the channel member. It's not often I catch you live anymore. Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here. Alex Carp is in the house with a $12. I don't know if it's legal, Alex. Harry Zykus is with a 709. Oh, greetings from Romania. Hey, everybody, can you let me know in the chat where you're from? Because we already have somebody from Belgium. We got somebody from Romania, which is super cool. Daniel, one of my community members with 7.51. That's pretty wild. Luxembourg, Sabovich Muhammad. Wow, I didn't know anybody in Luxembourg watches me. That's pretty insane. Hello from, and there's no like, that's it. Hello from. Oh man, that's insane. Tan with a 9.5. Damn. 9.99 to Uncle Jesse. 7.77 to Steve. Angola. Oh my goodness. Got Belgium, Romania, Luxembourg, Angola. Wow. That's wild. Greetings from Germany with the 6 euros. How much is that in dollars? Like $7? Thank you. Germany already in the house. I remember back in the day when it was $10 and you told us to buy. Well, I told you to buy when it was like $30, but there's worse things you can say about me in my entry point. And 10.13 to do things speak with 10.13. How's the Almad? It's going great, buddy. Look at me. Fit as a fiddle. Almad is doing great. Almad means 1 meal a day, by the way, guys. So we got 30 more minutes to go, which means we get to hang out for 30 more minutes before we see the financials. Do you eat carbs? Yeah, I eat carbs. I just eat moderately. Greetings from Norway. Oh, man. Jakob from Norway. That's incredible. Another viewer from Romania. Hey, Alex, what's up? Pennsylvania, let's go. Chicago, Illinois, New York City, Bulgaria. Another viewer from Chicago with time cone. Communist Canada, Uncle Jesse, let's go. Miami from Brazil, Romania from TK, Miami, another Miami, Great Britain, Hungary, Portugal from Rui Oliveira. You have the name of a football star. California from David, Switzerland, Lithuania. Shout out to Sharuna Sikievich and what's the name of the big ass dude who played in the NBA? Sabonis, yeah, and Sabonis as well, bro. Germany, Sweden, London. I'm sorry if I'm missing a few. I eat crayons and invest money I save in Palantir. Netherlands, more from Netherlands. Finland, oh my goodness. Latvia, North Carolina, Philippines, Greece, New Zealand, Congo, Amsterdam, Tampa, damn, Mexico, Latvia, Canada. Oh my goodness, so many people from so many places around the world. Oh my goodness. Canada. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. I love you too, long time. Nick was one of my community members. We got Chicago, Japan, Grandpa's house, Denmark with 8.5. That's like the Eurovision contest. Du sport. Southeast Asia, Vietnam. Oh my God, it's so cool. Canada, Glasgow, Miami, Malta, Frostbite Falls, Minnesota. That's such a cool name. Kuwait, damn. Germany, Canada, Israel. I don't know where that is. But I'll take it. Canada, Utica, Putin's closet. That's the place you don't want to be. This country does not exist anymore, isn't Frank? I don't know. Portugal, Copenhagen, Argentina, Dallas, Athens, Greece. Another Germany viewer, Greece. Is this Venezuela? That's pretty cool. Finland, Dominican Republic, Atlanta, Georgia, Czechia, Congo, Italy, Chicago, Sweden, Michigan. Let's go blue. What's my Discord? So my Discord link appears on my Patreon page and in the YouTube members section. You can get an invite from there. It's for members and patrons. Portugal, Lithuania, Denmark, Berlin, Vegas. Wow, that's Taiwan. I love me some Taiwan. Czech Republic, Sweden, Madison, $16. Bologna, Italy. Let's go. You eat Alex carbs. What am I using for overlays in my stream? Nothing. It's just a regular stream. There's no overlays at all. It's just a regular StreamYard. Olmed low carbs. Olmed yes. Low carbs no. Just normal carbs. Phoenix, Arizona. Greece. Oh man. UK. West Virginia. West Virginia. You know the song? Never mind. Is this John Denver? I think it's a John Denver song. Washington State. Greetings from Mexico. Belgium. Denmark. Chicago. UK. Damn. San Francisco. Amsterdam. Malaysia. Damn, that's insane. Let's go Big Four. I hope not EY, but I'll accept anything but EY, Stephen. Canada. I'm just kidding. Hello, nations. Nation. Italy, California, Romania, Rwanda, SoCal, Palantir. Palantir is in the country. Oh, it's Denmark. Sorry. Is this Denmark or Deutschland and it's Germany? I don't know. Cozy Daddy. I can never tell these abbreviations. Jasikevičius. Yes, that's the name I was thinking of. The point guard. He used to be awesome. Dobry den from Switzerland. Dobry den to you as well. Memphis, Charlotte. Damn, that's insane. That's so many people. Ishan is from India. I know that for a fact. That's absolutely insane. So many people. Are you really from North Korea? How do you get internet? I mean, that's crazy. If that's true, it must be a troll, is it? I don't know. But if that's real, then absolutely insane. Arvidas Sabonis. That was the guy I was looking for. Thank you. Arvidas Sabonis, the center. Absolutely insane. So many people from... Let's shout out to Not Legal Advice. California. That's insane. So many people from around the world. Mexico. That's absolutely wild. You got somebody from Ann Arbor Pizza House. My favorite place to eat ever. That's absolutely insane. Shout out to everybody who's here. So the way we're going to do this, so many people from around the world. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me that you guys are sitting at different Ireland. We got somebody from Ireland, Gibraltar. That's absolutely insane. Staten Island. So the way we're going to do this, so we have about 25 minutes before the numbers come out. The numbers will come out at the end of the trading day, which means about 25 minutes. Sorry, 25 minutes. For that duration of time, I want to hang out, obviously say hello to everybody. And also I want to answer some questions. So I'm sure a lot of you have questions about Palantir, have questions about the earnings, whatever you want to ask me, make sure you post it right now in the chat and just put a big Q. So I know it's a question. And I'll try to get through as many of these as I can before we hit the numbers. Now, I have the numbers right here. I'm refreshing all the time. So the minute we got the numbers, that same moment, I'm going to go and go through the numbers with you guys. But before that, also, we have the live stream set up for the press conference. I'm going to show you right here. Everything is set up. Everything is ready. The minute it hits, we're good to go. We're good to go. So we got this thing popping right now. The Palantir live stream, 82 minutes away. So the minute we're done with the numbers, we're gonna hop on at 5 p.m. for the press conference. We're gonna do that. It's already prepped. We have the numbers also here set up. The moment Palantir Investor Relations they release it, that same minute we get them and we go through them all together, which is gonna be a lot of fun. So going through some questions. Zion Luca, love that name. I'm assuming you're a basketball fan. I think the reference is Zion Williamson and Luka Doncic. Question, will you be adding more before and after earnings? So I posted the video today. I literally posted the video today, just a few hours ago, explaining why I'm not adding or subtracting from my Palantir position before earnings. I think investing before earnings or reducing your position before earnings, it's a gamble. There's no way to know where the stock price is going to go. If you have long-term conviction in the stock, you might as well stay. I don't condone. I don't think it's a good idea to trade around earnings with a company like Palantir. It's just an invitation for play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I don't know any way to do it without gambling. So the question is no, not adding, not subtracting. Question: doubling down if dipped to $6. Probably DCAing, yes. If it dips to $6, I will be DCAing into Palantir for sure. What's my price target for Palantir for 2025? I mean, I would be happy with anywhere from $50 to $100 by 2025. But again, I don't want to say too much about it because I know a lot of people are annoyed because I definitely made the mistake of getting in too early. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you go to my Patreon page, I'll show you in a second. And that's a good question. So on my Patreon page, and it's great that you asked. So on my Patreon page, you guys can see this thing right here. So this thing right here, I'm gonna make it bigger a little bit. Okay. So every Patreon member can click this file and see in real time what is my price target for a stock, what is my position on the stock, and what was the starting price of a stock that I've talked about. So basically how good or bad I'm doing. It's automatically updated every single moment the market is open. So this file is always true and always accurate. So if you're a Patreon member, you can always see how am I doing. Now, here's the thing. As far as the most transparent thing I can do, I can just show you what I think about Palantir. Let me just close this window and open. I clicked on it, but it won't show you because now it's an Excel spreadsheet. But I can go right here and I can show you what I mean. So as you can see this list, I'm not going to scroll through the entire list, but can we make it bigger a little bit? Zoom in. Okay. So this list has all the stocks I ever talked about. It's available on Patreon. So I have Palantir right here, and I'm going to show you right here. Palantir, November 21, 2020 is when I opened my position. November 21, 2020, my first video, opened my position. My entry price was $18.15. That was the price on my first video on Palantir. The current price is $7.68, which is a lot lower. My target price right now is $25. So that's kind of short-term, medium-term target price. For 2025, I would be happy with 50 or 50 to 100. This proves one thing, though. Again, if you're a Patreon member, you can always access these things in real time. But this proves to me that I was wrong. If I decided to enter a stock at $18.15, and now I'm down 58% of that stock, and now the stock is at $7.68, factually speaking, there's no way to sugarcoat it. I was in too early for Palantir. I mistimed my entry point for Palantir 100%. And there's no point in me trying to deflect, hide, or fake it to pretend as if I knew, as if I knew that this is a good decision. No, I got in too early on Palantir. This chart shows it and proves it. And you'll always get 100% truth from me. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I wish I would have got in a little bit later for Palantir. The market conditions were too hot, got in too early. Does it mean that I'm not going to stay for the duration? No. It means I wish I could have gotten a little bit better. But if Palantir goes to $100, then it wouldn't matter. If Palantir goes to 100 and I started 18, I still made 5x on my money. Could have made more, right? But that's how I think about it. But I will tell you the truth. And the truth is, got in too early. There's no two ways about it. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna ever lie about these things or pretend as if I'm some sort of Warren Buffett and I've never got in too early on the stock. By the way, I'm putting right now, for those of you who haven't joined yet, I'm putting right now as a pinned comment. There's a pinned comment right now in the chat to join the Patreon page. Those of you who are members, you can comment and let the non-members know how it's like on our Patreon, on Discord. It's $5 per month. You can join, check it out. And, if you joined and you're not happy, text me. I'll refund you. No worries at all. But if you want to join, check it out. We have an amazing Discord. The Discord community is popping. I can show you right now. It's actually pretty cool. I don't want to self-promote too long, but just kind of give you a taste of what it looks like. So right now, this is what you're seeing on the screen. This is our Discord community for Patreon members. So we have the public chat right here. We have members chat right now. The latest one was somebody posted the video by Clear Value Tax. You see, we're always also giving credit to other creators. Clear Value Tax, different creator, but he's there. We have this thing called the stocks feed. People post their stock questions and their stocks getting reviewed by the community. This is not like a Tom Nash review page. The entire community reviews stocks. You can see Airbnb, Google, Golden Ocean, et cetera, Chipotle, et cetera. So that's housekeeping as far as what's on Patreon and what's on the Discord. And just want to let you guys know. A little bit of shameless self-promotion, but it's a business. So I have to kind of promote that as well. Question. We have, by the way, 15 minutes and counting to earnings. 15 minutes and counting to earnings. Question. Do Palantir need to reach all-time high? Is it mostly macro-driven or the business itself? I think it's both, Georgi. I think, first of all, macro plays a big part in this. I think Palantir would not cross the all-time highs of 40 or whatever it was before the market gets better, before the bull market comes back. That's number one. But even if the bull market comes back, if Palantir does not solve profitability, sustainable profitability, if they don't solve margins, if they don't solve stock-based compensation, if they don't solve deceleration of growth of revenues, etc., all these issues we talked about, client concentration, etc., it's not going to happen. So consecutive conditions, market conditions, and Palantir has to get better. Tom, what are you playing on your PS5? Mainly, I've been playing Last of Us. I love that game. I've been playing Last of Us 2. Question. What's that one thing you want to hear from Mr. Karp? To be honest, I want Alex Karp to talk more about the financials. I want him to talk more about, like in Wall Street, not philosophy. I want him to talk about the path to profitability, how he plans to get the profitability. I want him talking about client concentration. There's top 20 clients of Palantir are about 45% of their business. I want him talking about why the revenues were decelerating in growth and how they can reach the acceleration again. About the sales team that basically is still very costly, stock-based compensation. Things we want to know about and things Wall Street wants to know about, less the philosophy. What is my grandpa's predictions? $1,000 per share today at the end of the stream. Zion Luca, I got it. Sorry for the delay. Okay. How does ChatGPT Bard impact Palantir business model? Look, it's a good question. It's probably a good question for CodeStrap instead of me because he's more the technical guy. I honestly don't know exactly. I know that Palantir is very advanced in AI industry. So if anything, if AI is a thing now, Palantir is definitely in that game. That's the one thing I can tell you. Are you dividing before earnings? Dividing what? Not sure I understand the question. Sorry. Can you explain? Is Palantir, SoFi, and Tesla top 3 holdings for me? No, they're not my top 3 holdings. You can see all my holdings on the Patreon page with the Excel spreadsheet, and you can see everything there, but those are not my top 3 holdings. Another question, Tom, what is your average cost on Palantir? You can look on my Patreon. There's a Excel spreadsheet with all my cost of every single stock, including Palantir. Okay. Tom Nash, an actual qualified finance YouTuber. Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that. Shout out to Gabe, a fellow YouTuber in the finance niche and a community member. Do you think AI companies will be competing with Palantir software in the future? I doubt it. Their product is so unique. I don't think so. I think that they're in a league of their own. And their business isn't really AI driven like that. And if so, would you think comes out on top? I think Palantir is not playing the Bard and the ChatGPT game. They're playing on a different frequency. I think they'll be fine. The problem isn't the quality of their product. The problem is they need to get more efficient in the way they run their business. I could not agree more with this comment by Chucky Cortage. It's not a question, but gap profitability will determine stock price action today, tomorrow, probably the day after. 100% agree what he said. What he said. I hope it will be $12 also today. Not likely. Maybe, but I don't think it's likely. Palantir will not get gap profitability this earnings. I think there's a good chance Gabe is right on this one. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it stays gap profitable. We shall see. Well, Alex Karp said it's going to be gap profitable this year. It doesn't mean that this quarter specifically is going to be gap profitable. That's one thing I'm concerned about. The only reason why it was last time is because of one-time deal. Yeah, there was a one-time cash event stemming from the Japan deal. I agree. 12 minutes to earnings. By the way, if anybody sees earnings before me, put it in the chat so I know to go and look on the investor relations page. But I'm refreshing all the time, so I should get it. Hey, Sachin, what's up, buddy? Everything is on my Patreon page. All my price points and everything is on my Patreon page. This is how you join. It's in the pinned comment. It's $5 per month. You can afford it. Did you DCA down? I do not DCA down before earnings. I do not buy and I do not sell before earnings. It's gambling. Okay. 1,000 people, only 20 likes? Damn, you guys are stingy with the likes. Yikes. Come on, man. Okay, Suraj, channel member. Elon got too early into Twitter too. Oof. Yeah, but he overpaid way more than I did. uh, okay, give Nash some thumbs smash. Don't show your Discord live on YouTube. My God, someone is going to post DPs. I'm not concerned. From Morocco, let's go. Another country I didn't think I have viewers in. That's pretty wild. Um, Reykjavik. That's incredible. What a global stage this is. Oh my goodness. Uh, Micah Boomer is saying, I can tell you lost some weight. Good job. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Um, this is another good comment from Doug Gary here, and I could not agree more with what he's saying. If Palantir is the next Google, it doesn't matter where you got in at 18. Yeah, I agree with that. If Palantir is the next Google, entry point becomes pretty much a moot point. So I agree with that comment. What do you use prompter behind you for? I bought it because I thought I'm going to use the prompter. I basically found myself not using it because it just makes me stiff and unpleasant, and I vibe more naturally when I don't have a script. So this thing is basically a white elephant. I don't use that. I need to take it apart. It's not for me. I've used it a few times and it was like, how many shares of Palantir you own? Everything is on Patreon. All the information is on Patreon about my holdings. Looking fit. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it, buddy. Means a lot. I'm so underwater. It's crazy. Everybody who invested in Palantir in the last 2 years is underwater, unless you got in at 6 or 7. Let's see what else. Carp kept saying gap profitability for the year, just like he said, 25% CAGR for 5 years, which means EPS missed this quarter, in my opinion. Yeah, Justin, that might be the case. You might not be far off. And Matt is also agreeing with Gabe, saying that likely not gap profitable this quarter, but will gladly be wrong. I will take that comment and I will agree with it. What else we have here? Bunch of treasury bill interest for gap profitability isn't interesting. Price target for Palantir after earnings is $0. Unlikely. That's the huge question, Eli. That's the question I've been asking myself. Do you think revenue will accelerate this year? You mean revenue growth? That's the idea. If they want to hit 35% growth over 5 years, they have to start accelerating revenue growth, not decelerating. Palantir is the next Tesla. It might very well be. We don't know yet, but there's a good chance of that. Tom's the man. Can't argue there. Can't argue with Austin again, agreeing. Tax return prompter. Yeah, there's a pinned comment in the link. Check it out. Everything is there. Okay. Low likes due to actually engaging with content. Chill, dude. Oh wait, I don't give a fuck about likes, Anderson. I was just fucking around. I was just kidding. I don't care if anybody clicks the likes. I honestly don't care. It was just a joke. I don't think you know me that well, but I don't care about likes or metrics like that. I just care that you guys are having a good time. That's my only thing. No answers for legit questions. I'm sorry, man. But it is what it is. You're welcome to watch elsewhere with better answers, I guess. It's okay. We will survive somehow without you. So we got 7 minutes left to the earnings. Let me just check real quick the Palantir investor relations page to see if we have anything going on. Not as of yet. Not as of yet. Can't see nothing yet. If anybody gets access to these things before me, let me know. But no. Thank you, Ivan. I care for you too. It means a lot. It actually means a lot. But I'm just trying to make sure we don't miss the earnings. So more questions from the audience. Question: will we reach double-digit drop in after hours in this climate? Hey, if they miss gap profitability, there's a good chance for double-digit drop. Yes, 100%. There's a good chance of that. Here's a question. If you could pull the plug on this and get back to your initial investment, would you? You mean if I could, would I not invest in Palantir? No, I would still invest in Palantir having known what I know today. I would time my investment better a year later so I can get it cheaper for sure if I had a time machine. But for that, I would need a DeLorean. Max Vigelgan is saying, hey, Tom, not investing in anything, just came to say hello from Nuremberg. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, Sold my late May calls today for 20% profit. Hopefully won't regret checking out tomorrow. Hey, 20% profit is 20% profit. I mean, you can't argue with that. Um, Watching from London by way of Nigeria. Let's go. 2 calls. Let's go. Let's see what you got. Anything new and exciting coming in Stock MVP? Yes. Stock MVP, we're launching an app for iOS and Android, probably coming out within the next week or two. The app is amazing. Can't wait for you guys to see it. Also, we have an ad coming out, the commercial coming out, which we work really hard on. We added a ton of features. Stock MVP is going crazy. I absolutely love what we've done with it. Fortinet or Palantir? I mean, for me, Palantir. But it's a different question for any specific investor. I mean, it's a very specific question. Do you use try and calculate discounted cash flows when valuing companies? Yeah, but it's just not for every company. I mean, this DCF can be a good valuation if you have some sort of a consistency with revenue growth and profitability. If you have that consistently, then you can do it. But if the company is pre-profit, it's very hard to do that. But it's possible. What do you think of the sales team of Palantir? I think they underperformed. They've underperformed, not necessarily on their own fault. I think they're underperformed because the management had to learn how to manage sales. And I think it's more on the management than on the employees. But I think the sales team's underperformed. Look at their revenue. Revenue growth was decelerating for the past few quarters. I mean, they're not getting the job done. Tim, let's go. One of my community members here in the chat. Let's go. Jordan says, I don't believe him. He overcommitted at his price point. To pull plug and get initial investment would be way smarter. Well, that's your opinion. Second, Big Globowski. Well, that's your opinion, man. I'm underwater, Palantir, but very bullish. We have time from UK. Let's go. We got a Siggy break from Terrence. We'll see you when you get back. What else? What is your prediction about their government versus commercial performance? Well, obviously, there needs to be a better, right now, government is what? 60% of their business, commercial is 40%. If we get to 50-50, maybe even 60-40 towards the commercial, it would be better because the bigger upside, the better margins, and the more growth is in the commercial sector, not in the government sector. But the government sector is a terrific thing they can rely on, especially in the bad economy. So I wouldn't want to go to 20%. I think 60-40 is the best split for them, at least in this point. Inflation is hard on sales teams to perform. That's true, but their sales team is a B2B sales team. So they're trying to sell to high-end businesses and companies. Not so much inflationary issues, but more learning how to sell this thing to customers that already have an in-house system in place. It's not that easy. When are you going to collab with Traveling Trader? I love this guy. Traveling Trader, one of my favorite YouTubers. Hopefully soon. The dude is legit. Finally live, Tom. Big hello from Sweden. Let's go. One of my favorite countries. Loves Zlatan Ibrahimovic. One of my favorite guys. Look at this thing. You're hating on me, and then you're complimenting yourself for hating on me. I mean, wait for the other people to compliment you. It's like, never mind. James Velez is saying, what your time frame to hold Palantir? 5 years at minimum. 5 years at minimum. That's easy. What's your top advice for someone starting in the finance YouTube space today? Don't. It's such a tough business. Oh my God. It's so competitive. It's so tough. But if you start, my guess would be find something that makes you unique, that makes you different than everybody else. Like I curse and I don't wear a suit and I'm abrasive and obnoxious and I just very non-BS kind of direct kind of guy. And Meet Kevin, he's the nice TV guy. And Graham Stephan, he's the macroeconomic analysis, very produced videos kind of guy. Everybody has their thing, so find your thing that makes you unique, and that's the one. Um, Losers that doubt Palantir. That should be a T-shirt. Uh, Wait, we should get the results real quick. Tom, you suck. I love you too. I love you too, Arnold. He's one of my community members. Hello, Vineet, another one of my community members. Let's go to the Nash community. Uh, I think Graham is the nice guy. Yeah, yeah, I like Graham a lot, by the way. Uh, okay, so this is interesting. Before we get the earnings, Tom, what finance YouTubers would you like to watch in the boxing ring? Um, wow. I want. Oh, that's interesting. I want to see Graham Stephan fight Andre Jack. Graham against Andre would be epic. Oh man. Uh, who's more smarter? I think we're equally as smart. I think Kevin is a super smart guy. Um, okay, earnings now. Earnings now. Let's see if we got it. Let's see if we got it. Hold on. I'm refreshing. I'm refreshing, guys. If anybody sees it before me, let me know. I'm trying to find it. So we should get it in a second. I'm trying to find it. I can't see anything. Gabe, if you can find it, if anybody from my community can find it and let me know on Discord, that would be great. I'm still trying to figure out because it's not on the Palantir investor relations page, which is really weird. I can't see it yet. Uh, 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 Hey, how can you guys see it already and I can't see nothing? Can anybody tell me why we can't see it yet? Let's see if we can find. And can anybody see the earnings release? I can't see it on my end. No, I can't see it. It's in. How come I can never find these things on time? It always comes out and I always struggle finding it. Where is this? Great. Financials are out and I'm probably the only YouTuber in the YouTube finance who cannot fucking figure out how to find this anywhere. Oh my goodness. Where is this? I can't find it. Legit. Okay. If anybody can tell me where you find this, amazing. I can't find it. Let's go to Bloomberg. Somebody says Bloomberg? Let's see if we can find it. Hold on. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. So far, I can't find it. Bum, 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 bum. Can't find it yet. I can't see it. If anybody gets to see it, that's good because there's nowhere to be found. Sorry, nowhere. This shit is nowhere to be found. Wait, is it? No, that's not it. No, I can't find it. Well, we probably have to wait a few more minutes. That's my assumption, because they probably will release it a few minutes right after the close of trading. So probably a minute or two. Why should I have to do fucking Google search? This thing, they have an investor relations page, and this thing is not on it. Not the news release, not the financials. This is so frustrating. Yeah, I don't think it's out yet, guys. I don't think it's out yet, but I think they beat because it shot up like crazy. It shot up like crazy after market closed. It's up like already 2%. Yeah, I can't see it yet. Yeah, it's not out. It's going up after market close, which means it's probably out already. We just can't see it. No, I can't see it on my fucking end. That's so weird. Probably another minute or two. No, I don't think we have. Milan is saying the stock shut up because of our comments. We don't have enough volume to generate that. You know how much volume this stock has? Jesus Christ. We're not even a blip on the radar. Um, I don't think it's going to 50. I don't think it's going to 50. It might crash. It might crash. You never know. But there's huge movements. This is a very volatile stock. Very volatile. Okay. So the stock is shooting up like crazy in after hours. It's up 4% already. So the numbers probably. So somebody has the numbers. For sure, somebody has numbers. Somebody has the numbers for sure. But it's not me. I can't find it. I'm always the last guy to find this shit. Wow, it's 10% up in after hours. Damn. Look at this thing. Jesus Christ. Damn, son. Look at this. Look at this thing going. It's up 11.63%. Damn, Palantir, bro. Damn, Palantir. Damn. Now all we need is the financials. Look at this thing. It looks like a penis in a brothel. It's going up like crazy. Damn. Wow, that's insane. That is wild. Look at this price action. Hold on. Why can't I? Where is the fucking results though? I want to. Okay, hold up a second. Okay, hold up. Yeah, that's wild. John, I said to buy at 40, not at 30. So be accurate. Okay. Okay. Where? Let me see if I can find it. Finally, here somewhere. Okay. Let's go back to the investor relations of Palantir. Let's see if we can find it. Quarterly results. It's not here, bro. Where are the results? Can anybody find the results? Is it just me? Like, am I the only guy who cannot find the earnings? Or, like, if anybody in the comments found it, please let me know. I'm very curious. Because I can't fucking see it on the investor relations page. I don't know where the results are coming from. They're in the of Palantir. I'm trying to find it, but this is absolutely insane. I don't have it. I don't know how people find this shit. I thought it would be on the Palantir investor page, but it's not. I'm in the news tab. It's not here. Oh, just now it came out. Bro, the news tab just got updated a second ago. I was refreshing that motherfucker like crazy. The news tab just now came out. Okay, let's go through it. Now we have the numbers. Okay. Yes, guys, I know it's on the news page. That's where I was refreshing. But it took a while. It just got updated now. News outlets have it faster than fucking Palantir Investor Relations. The magic of internet. Okay. Palantir Technologies today announced financial results for the first quarter ended March 2023. Let's get this. Okay. We were profitable again this quarter. Let's go. And we now anticipate that we will remain profitable each quarter through the end of the year. This is way better than what he said before. In the previous call, he said that GAAP profitability is expected for the year. It means certain quarters might not be profitable. But now he's actually upgrading it and saying it that we're going to be GAAP profitable for every single quarter for the remainder of the year. That's a hell of a lot stronger statement than before. These are incredible news. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay. The depth engagement with and demand for a new artificial intelligence platform, AIP, is without precedent. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited, boys. I'm getting excited. Let's go. 20% up in after hours. The stock is shooting up 20%. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. This is getting exciting. Okay. Woo. Okay. You guys want to go through the numbers? Let's go through the numbers. Let's get it. It's absolutely incredible. Q1 2023 highlights. This is getting exciting. Yo, I haven't been this excited about Palantir in a long ass time. Woo! This is incredible. Okay, let's get it. Okay. So, GAAP net income of $17 million. This marks our second consecutive quarter of positive GAAP net income. Let's get it. Let's get it. GAAP income from operations, $4 million. Okay. GAAP earnings per share, EPS of a cent, whatever. Adjusted EPS, I don't care about. Revenue growth, 18%. 18% revenue growth. US revenue grew 23%. Commercial revenue grew 15%. US commercial grew 26%. Like, this is in line with the usual Palantir stuff. Government revenue grew 20% year over year. US government 22% year over year. Okay, so government growth is 20%. Total revenue growth is 18%. Commercial revenue grew 15%. So they're getting closer to stabilizing the revenue growth. Customer count grew 41% year over year, 7% quarter to quarter. You wanted to ask me earlier, is the sales team doing a good job? This shit means the sales team is going a good job. I mean, I'm struggling to talk how excited I'm at. Like, this is absolutely insane. I'm literally lost for words. This is like, yes, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the sales team doing a killer job. Look at this. 41% year over year growth, 7% quarter over quarter growth of customer count. Absolutely phenomenal. 41% growth in customers is incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. Good job. Good freaking job. Absolutely excited. US commercial customer count increased 50%. 155 customers. Now, the one thing I want to mention here, and it's super, super important, guys, make sure you understand this. Their customer count is very nice to look at, but the top 20 customers is where it's at for Palantir, and it will be for a while. The top 20 customers is where like 50% of the profit is coming from, and they're adding customers, and that's good, but it's not going to change for a while the fact that, the majority of their customers is actually not the main bulk of their business. It's that top 20 customers who are making the money. And that's okay. And that's fine. That's totally okay. I'm super happy with that. Hold on a second. That's incredible. Let's keep going. I'm excited. I'm texting my mom. I'm texting my mom. This is absolutely insane. Mama, we're buying a jet. We're buying a jet. Let's go. Okay. Next up, let's keep scrolling here. Mama, we're buying a yacht. Pizdes. Get the jet ready. Well, I want that Meet Kevin jet. This is actually, we're getting there slowly, but that's a good start. Income from operation adjusted 125 million, 24% margin. That's adjusted. So adjusted, whenever you see adjusted, ignore it. I don't care. Adjusted for what? We don't know. Don't care about adjusted. Cash from operations, 200 million. Yes, 36% cash margin. Cash from operation, 36% margin. That's fucking fire. That's why the stock shot up like crazy. That's why the stock shot up like crazy. Cash equivalents, 3 billion. That hasn't changed. That's been that way for a while. Go mama Nash. We're buying you that jet. One of my mama is getting a jet. Revenue, $525 million. That's absolutely insane. So that means we're heading into a 2 billion annual. They're on pace of $2.1 billion annually. 2 billion revenues pace right now. This was a $1 billion company just a year and a half ago. Margins. Let me see the real margins, not adjusted. I don't care about adjusted. None of this. Adjusted EBITDA is 25. Whatever. I wouldn't, guys. Whenever you see adjusted, just learn to ignore this because it's meaningless. I want to see the actual stuff. Now let's go to guidance and outlook. I'm getting excited, boys. I'm getting excited. Woo! Let's go. I'm getting excited here. For Q2 2023, we expect revenue between 528 and 532. Good. Adjusted income from operations of adjusted income, I don't care. GAAP net income, which means GAAP profitability. They're guiding for another quarter of GAAP profitability and then another quarter after that of GAAP profitability, etc., etc., etc. All the quarters this year will be GAAP profitable according to the guidance of Palantir. That's a huge fucking guidance. Full year 2023, 2.2 billion. That's going to be epic. And GAAP profitability for each quarter. He's saying specifically each quarter. Every single quarter is going to be GAAP profitable. This is the thing where I was concerned about the most. My biggest fear for Palantir was, and I talked about it in my earlier video today, is can they sustain GAAP profitability? I posted a video 7 hours ago and I said, look, there's two scenarios here. Scenario number one, Palantir does not meet GAAP profitability. Stock is going to go to the toilet. Option number two, GAAP profitability, the stock is going to do well. Now, what they've delivered is actually even better than what I initially thought. My optimistic was GAAP profitability for this quarter. These guys came out and said, no, hold our beer. Not only GAAP profitability for this quarter, also we are guaranteeing GAAP profitability for all quarters this year, which is even better than what I had in mind as far as what the company came up with. Absolutely phenomenal. This is how a beat looks like. The one complaint that people always had about Palantir is that you guys are saying we're better than you, we're moving to Denver, we don't want to be in the Silicon Valley, we're better than all of y'all, we're gonna do business differently, we're better. And every single quarter they missed and they missed and they missed. For the past 2 quarters, they've delivered. And this quarter, this is how a beat looks like, boys. I mean, those of you who invest in Palantir have never experienced this until now. Proper fucking beat. Like a fucking, I don't want to get demonetized, but you understand what I'm talking about. Like proper beat down. This is what it looks like. When they beat on everything, they give great guidance, top line, bottom line guidance, absolutely up to wazoo. This is what we've been waiting from Palantir. And this is why the stock is running like crazy. I don't even know where it's at right now. I can check if you guys want and show you what's it doing before we go back into this thing. I'm gonna blow your mind. This thing is flying like crazy. Check this out. Oh wow, this is absolutely insane. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen in a second so we can enjoy this because it didn't happen a whole lot for Palantir ever, and it's fun to actually expose this and enjoy this. 24% up in after hours, 24 freaking percent. This is what a beat looks like. This is what Palantir looks like. This is what I've been waiting for 2 freaking years, for Palantir to do it like that. Absolutely phenomenal. 25% after hours, 26%. How high can it go? You never know. This stock has taken so much beatings, but finally they've got us to the promised land as far as a good earnings report, good quarter, beat everything, guidance, everything is clean. Exciting, exciting, exciting. I can't contain myself. This is absolutely phenomenal. 27.5%. I don't know how high this thing is going to run, but this is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. Numbers are phenomenal, off the charts. Wow. Fight says that in Europe the exchange is still open. It's up 33% right now. Damn. I know, Arnon, it's still lower than the coming out price, but hey, can we enjoy this thing, bro? Can we enjoy them beating top line, bottom line, and giving phenomenal guidance? I think we're entitled to enjoy this thing. I know we're far away, bro. My entry point was $18. I know, but this is fun, and this is like a good step in the right direction. Let me read some comments as this thing flies through the moon. Marco saying, congrats, Tom. I'm hoping DM join 2 Wednesday, both SPAC companies with Davos CEO members. Somebody says, I'm seeing 33%. I feel like it's going to go to $10 before any consolidation. It might. It took such a huge beating, John. I mean, it might. This stock has been beaten down like crazy. By the way, I posted a video a few days ago saying why Chicken Genius went all in on Palantir. Watch that video. Now you see why Chicken Genius did that. Now you see. I mean, there's that's the reason. That's why I did this. I'm getting so many DMs. Hold on a second. I can't. Who's ever sending me DMs, I'm gonna let you right now. I can't reply because I'm trying to manage the stream. So I'm gonna. Told you. Okay. Okay, let's keep reading some comments. Getting chills. Yeah, because that's the first time this shit is actually we tasted like. Imagine like you're playing football right now and you're on defense, and this is the first time you're getting off the field and drink some water. That's what it feels like. Absolutely incredible. The numbers are fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal numbers. Phenomenal guidance. Let's go through the letter, guys. Let's go through the letter. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's keep going through the numbers. I don't want to stay on this thing too long. Let's go through the letter. Hold on a second. By the way, before we go, I want to show you guys the letter in a second here. Palantir letter. Okay. Let's go through Alex Karp's letter. As I mentioned in the pinned comment right now. Hold on a second. In the pinned comment right now, you can see there is a link to join my Patreon page. We have a terrific community on Discord. We hang out every single day. We have giveaways. We have amazing guests. Dan Ice was a guest. Gary Black was on it. All the big YouTubers. So check it out. It's $5 per month, and I hope to see you there soon. Right now, we're going to go through Alex Karp shareholder letter because we have time until the telecast of the press conference. So this is the Alex Karp letter. We were profitable again this quarter. In the period ending March 31st, 2023, we earned a net profit of $17 million according to GAAP principles. So general accepted accounting principles is GAAP. It's the second consecutive time this company is GAAP profitable. It's a huge milestone. It's a historical time for Palantir. Shout out to Uncultured Currency. Hey, what's up? Great prediction. Okay. And now we anticipate that we'll remain profitable each quarter through the end of the year. Another huge prediction for the company. Absolutely insane what's going on right now with Palantir. By the way, in aftermarket, it's currently at 25%. We generated $525 million in revenue in the first quarter as a result that surpassed our initial guidance. So beating guidance, giving better guidance going forward, beating top line, beating bottom line, and guaranteeing GAAP profitability for the remainder of the year. It couldn't have gone better, guys. It could not have gone better for Palantir in any scenario. Total revenue. Look at this chart. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Look at this chart, guys. 146 million in Q1 2019. 2019 was what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? They went from 146 to 522 million per quarter within 3 years. I mean, I've been telling you for ages, Palantir is the shit. It's legit. That's where it's at. It just needed some more time to actually get it done, but now they've arrived. You cannot roll this back. There's no way to take this back. They've arrived. And the good news are there's still plenty of time to invest in Palantir. It's just the beginning. You ain't seen nothing yet. This 25% is just nothing yet. The arrival of the latest stage of the latest large language models, which we have provided in the world with the first real hints of more generalizable forms of artificial intelligence, will transform enterprise software. We are fortunate in that we began building years ago the foundational architecture that will be required in order to meaningfully leverage the power of these new technologies with the context of privately held data sets. It's now becoming increasingly apparent that a platform that combines the capability. Anyway, so he's basically sucking his own D as far as the platform is amazing. We know that. AIP is basically talking about the fact that their demand for the artificial intelligence platform is without precedent. Without precedent means that this thing has never been more in demand. Risks, yeah. He's talking about the same stuff Elon was talking about. The machine must remain subordinate to its creator. In that aspect, I have to tell you that if I trust anybody with AI not getting out of hand is Palantir and Elon Musk. Anybody else, I don't trust. Not Microsoft, not Google, not Nvidia. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. So this is the U.S. annual revenues. So just coming from the United States, they went from 200 million per quarter to 1.2 billion per quarter. 30% in most important market. The US is pretty much where the bread and butter for this company is. Them hitting 30% is super impressive. Super impressive. Absolutely phenomenal. A short letter from Alex, which is something I did not expect. I mean, Alex Karp is known for his long philosophical letters to the point. He talked about what's important. He mentioned the AI. He mentioned the risks. He showed the financials, which he rarely does in his letters. Absolutely incredible. Terrific news from Palantir. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. This could not have gone better. Could not have gone better. This has been probably to date the best earnings report from Palantir. I don't think we've ever seen Palantir outperform this. Okay, public webcast is going to start at 5. We're going to watch that together. I'm already registered. Okay. An investor presentation, including supplemental financial information and reconciliation of the will be available through Palantir's Investor Relations right here. So let's see if we have the Palantir Investor Relations presentation with more in-depth data. Let me click on this. I can't see it yet. I cannot see it yet. Apollo, Gotham, HyperAuto. So it's not available yet. If anybody finds the presentation, it's not out yet. So the full presentation is not out yet. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. And it's already up. It's so funny. Like let me check what the stock is doing right now. Let me check while we're having this discussion. Share screen. While we wait for the presentation, we still have the full presentation to go through, and then we have the telecast at 5. So the stock is running like crazy, 27.5% after hours. It's absolute insanity. At this point, I think we can call him Rocket Man. I mean, if you give me 27% after hours, hey, you get to be called Rocket Man, for sure. Citizen, you found it. You found the presentation. Yeah, send it to me. If anybody found the presentation, shoot it over to me on Discord or in email if you have my email, or on Twitter if you have my Twitter. Let me know. I'll be happy to go over it. Because as you notice, I'm the absolute worst on YouTube at finding these things the minute they come out. I mean, that's absolute, like, I'm horrible at this shit. I always find these things late. I'm not good at digging around and finding things the moment they pop up on the, above water. So if you find the presentation, let me know. Is it only institutions that buy after hours? I mean, usually the volume is institutional heavy. After hours, there's a lot of retail. working after hours. We are rock stars. I'm all in on this. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Um, Imagine what this could do if Carp stopped selling. I don't think Carp sold for over a year of any shares, to be honest, but I need to check that. Simeon, this is why we're here for you. Well, if you can find the presentation, just DM me on Discord. Okay, hold on a second. I can't see it yet. No, I think the presentation, somebody says it will come out tomorrow. No, the presentation should come out today. The presentation should come out today. Next time, try to reload the web page and clear cache. That's actually good advice. That might have been what gave me the delay. It doesn't matter. We still got to see everything on time. What I'm planning to do tomorrow, I'm going to Disneyland, motherfucker. Look at this shit. I'm going to Disneyland with my mama. The recent Alex who sold May 4th is not the CEO. Yeah, I don't think Alex sold for a year, guys. Up 28%. We're seeing that happening right now. Absolutely insane. Let's see if we have it here. I can't see the presentation yet. It's not out yet, boys. If it were, I would have seen it by now, but it's not. The quarterly results, I think, will come out tomorrow or after the call. But the presentation should be here, but it's not yet. They haven't posted it yet. Yeah, it's not here. You see, I'm refreshing, I'm checking, but it's not here. So we're still waiting. Let me pull up the stock price so we get kind of a good taste. That 28%. That 28% feels nice. That 28% feels nice. Hey guys, how does it feel? Let me know in the comments while we wait for Alex Carp. How does it feel to suffer so long, for those of you who have invested like me, to suffer so long and then to get a quarter like this? How do you feel right now? Tell me. Euphoric, great? Like, what does it feel like for you guys? I'm genuinely curious. For those of you who are like $18, $20, $25 basis, to see this thing actually shot up 28% in a single day. Let me know. While we do this, okay, some information. Carp's last sale was on February 21st. Okay, so it hasn't sold in a while. Do you think that the hype will cool down like last quarter? Yes, it always does. It always does. When the stock shoots up 28% in a single day, it always has kind of a pullback, correction. It's a normal thing. Heaven and earth. Yeah, that's pretty close. I feel great. Let's go. Somebody bought last night. It feels great. Let's go. Let's get it. That short squeeze be amazing. Let's go, Mitchell. Still down? Yeah, I'm also still down. I'm at $18 per share. I'm also still down. It's like starting breathing in. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. We're all still down. I agree. Amazing. Feels relief, relaxed, relieved. I think relief is the word. Yeah. Like an organism. Oh, man. Kind of okay because I'm worried people will take profits and exit. That's fine. But look at it this way. The setup is so beautiful right now. The stock price might tank a little bit if people take profits, but the financials so strong, guidance so strong. They just beat earnings like crazy. The market is going to self-correct itself back upwards if people sell. Yeah, it's a good analogy. Hitting rock bottom, the only way is up. I feel empty. I'm used to the pain and learn to. We don't know how to enjoy this, guys, because we are all used to the pain. Been buying on the way down, all the way from 15. Let's go. Feel bad not having bought more before today. Hey, there's no way to know. Before earnings, it might go up, it might go down. There's no way to know. Love it long time. Let's go. Orgasmic. Absolutely insane. This is awesome. Just check my cost basis. Look, the stock, you see the stock dancing between 28 and 26. It's going to keep doing that. It might drop tomorrow, and that's okay. Um, Absolutely crazy. Yehuvi says, I'm not excited to be honest. I am neutral. Well, that's fair. Uh, I bought because of you, Tom. I'm still holding, baby. Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you. The market is forward looking and it envisioned that the Fed is not raising anytime soon, meaning it's likely it will not sell off as heavy as last quarter. Yeah. Um, we always knew the future sounds great for this company. We always knew that. I mean, that's not anything new, but yeah, still no earnings report. I keep checking, guys. I keep checking, and I keep refreshing, but nothing is out yet. Nothing is out yet as far as um, the presentation. They usually put out a full-on presentation with all the stuff in there, like a little bit. Oh, we got it. It's on. It's on. It's on. It's on. Guys, we got it. It's on, and we're about to check it out. Let's get it. It's there. Not this one. Sorry. 5-8. Found it. Found it. Let's go. Okay. Okay, we got it. That's the one, right? That's the one we need. Okay, let's go. Okay, finally we got it. Okay. Okay, so this is the more detailed one. Okay, let's go over it together. Okay, you guys ready? Let's do this. You see, this time I got it on time. This time I did not waste anybody's time. Okay. Okay. We saw the highlights. We saw this. We saw the guidance. We saw the letter. Okay. Now we get to see the numbers. Okay. Numbers, boys. So revenue went up from 446 million to 525 million. So incredible amount of growth in revenue, which is something you always want to see, especially with a company like Palantir. Here's the crazy part. The cost of revenue is not shooting upwards. So if you look at gross profit went up from 350 to 417. So the company doesn't have an issue with scaling up at all. So at least on the gross profit level, there's no scaling issues at all. And that's a good thing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So this is the part where I really like Palantir, and I'll tell you why. We have about 20 minutes until the telecast, so we can actually go deeper into these things, and we can geek out over this. And I'll tell you why I like this specific number. So the one thing we've always complained about is, I'm assuming everybody in this chat are all-timer Palantir investors. And essentially, what we've seen over the past 2 years is a lot of complaints about the sales team, how the sales team isn't performing, it isn't up to par, etc., 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 etc. Now, it was all true up until about 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago, everything changed. Why? Well, number one, they delivered massive growth. Number two, 41% customer count growth. Number three, and here's what gets important, they went up from 446 to 525 million in revenue. But the sales and marketing expenses went up only by 27 million. So if you can show me an 80 million growth in revenue, 80 million growth in revenue with 27 million growth in sales for a company that's still figuring it out, I'll take it. R&D expenses only went up by 2 million. So pretty much flat. General and administrative went down by 6 million. Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing here? Everybody's getting excited. I don't want to say the real word, but I'm getting uber excited in the down below region. Look, guys, this stuff is insane. Look, revenue goes up by 80 million. At the same time, R&D goes up by 2, general administrative goes down by 6, and sales is only up by 27. If, like, you talk about efficiency, you talk about a company that knows its shit, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. If you've done any sort of due diligence work, let me know in the comments if there's any people here from Big Four that done due diligence work. This shit makes people absolutely tear up how good this thing is. So I'll just show you what I mean here. Look, guys, focus with me here for a second. Focus. This is super important. I know this is nerdy stuff, but please, 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 please listen because this is super important. Look at this. Okay, gross profit. Gross profit. Your sales minus your cost of goods. Gross profit goes up from 350 to 417. So $66 million of increase. So gross profit increases by $66 million. Operating expenses increase by only 21 million. So if I'm a company, forget Palantir, forget any company. If I'm telling you, hey, I got a company for you that just increased its gross profit by $66 million and its operating expenses only went up by 21, so it's growing revenues at 3 times more than it's growing operating expenses, you would tell me, hey, this company is scaling, this company is efficient, this company knows what it's doing, and this is exactly what I'm going to tell you about Palantir. Absolutely insane. And don't forget, no debt, no debt. So they don't give a fuck about interest rates, Jerome Powell. They don't need anybody's money because they got $3 billion sitting in a bank with 0 debt and 3 times more assets than liabilities. Now, that's why it's running up 28% because now people, the thing is starting to drop. People saying, oh shit, this company is legit. We all was told by mainstream media this is a horseshit company. No, the numbers don't lie. So all these fucking buffoons on talking heads on TV, now they're starting to realize what we've been talking about for the past 2 years. And fuck them. We don't care. We knew this thing. We've been knowing this thing all along. Okay. Net income last quarter, comparable, $100 million loss, net income. So they lost $100 million in the first quarter of last year. 20 million profit, net income profit. I mean, there's no better setup. This company is absolutely killing it. And it's happening actually a lot faster than I anticipated. I didn't think we're going to get this quarter. I made a video today saying, hey, we might go up, we might go down. It's all about GAAP profitability. But I didn't expect this shit to happen. This has surpassed even my wildest dreams of how fast these guys can get it done. Absolutely insane. S&P 500 inclusion? Not likely. It's still far away. No, I don't think so. But it's still absolutely insane. Okay. Look at this shit. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. Look at... Okay. So this is very interesting, guys. You want to know about stock-based compensation? You want to know about stock-based compensation? Here's some more stock-based compensation for you. This is absolutely insane. All the Palantir haters, all the people who sold this and have become haters for clout on YouTube, all these fucking clowns. Like, it was more fashionable to hate on Palantir, so people flip like a Wiener Schnitzel, start making videos how Palantir is awful and all that shit. They now get to eat dick. Look at this shit. This chart shows you how much costs were allocated from stock-based compensation. Okay, so right now on the bottom line, what you can see is how much stock-based compensation Palantir had in this quarter. And I'm not going to say anything, just show you the numbers. Just going to show you the numbers. Total stock-based compensation of Palantir went down from 149 million to 114 million. Now, this is in this quarter. I know you're going to say, oh, Tom, the share price used to be $18 and blah, blah, blah. Fuck that shit. This is this quarter. This quarter, Palantir reduced its stock-based compensation from 150 to 114. Stock-based compensation is coming down heavy. Alex Karp is not selling stock this year. Stock-based comp is coming down. Efficiency, margins getting better. Expenses are staying the same. Profits are going crazy. Absolutely insane. Okay, now this is the part where I salivate about this company. Absolutely insane. Okay, look at this thing. Total assets, 3.683. Total assets, 3.4. So this company has increased its assets by $200 million in a single for quarter to year over year, right? First quarter of last year, first quarter of this year, plus 200 million to assets. Here you go, another 200 million in assets. Liabilities. You know, we always compare assets to liabilities. Liabilities are from 818 to 879. So 800 million in liabilities over 3.7 billion in assets. This motherfucker has 4 times, more than 4 times assets and liabilities. I mean, you couldn't imagine a cleaner balance sheet than this shit. No debt and absolute a shit ton of money. Now, by the way, a lot of you will be alarmed here. Do not be. I'll explain what's going on the top. So on the top, you might see this thing and you might spook, but don't. I'll explain. Cash and cash equivalents went down from 2.6 billion to 1.2 billion. Oh my God! Palantir has lost all their cash. Where's all the cash? Look at the one line below. Marketable securities, 1.6 billion. So they've just converted this cash, the 2.6 to 1.6. And I'm assuming these are treasuries, because why would you not do it? You're getting 4%, 4% on 1.6 billion. Why wouldn't you do it? A 3-month treasury. So that's my guess, but I have to check this thing. But I think these are treasuries. So this is cash for all intents purposes. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. This shit has, it's way better than I anticipated. I mean, I want to hear you guys' opinions on this thing, what you think, where you at. I'm going to give you a quick update about the share price in after hours at 25.5%, 25.5% in after hours right now. I'm going to pull it up on the screen so you can all enjoy it with me. This is incredible. An absolute glorious day for Palantir. Absolutely glorious day for Palantir. Incredible. Good job, Palantir. Somebody, Aircon, says, yes, it's treasuries without which they would not have been profitable. But hey, gap is gap. Hey, when Palantir was not profitable because of stock-based comp and it wasn't a cash flow item, nobody says, well, they should be profitable. It's just a non-cash flow item. No, we said gap is gap. Hit gap profitability. So now you're saying, well, that wouldn't have been. I agree with your latter part of your sentence, right? Gap is gap. It is what it is. Next is the S&P 500. Not anytime soon, David. I wouldn't count on that. I think it's amazing to see you aggressive because you're happy. Yeah, I'm ecstatic because I feel fucking vindicated, bro, Casper. I feel like so many people have doubted my Palantir pick and they're like, oh, blah, 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 because I got into early, which I did. I got into early. But people have fucking doubted the company. And now they're seeing, and it's still going to be doubting. They're still going to be hating. They're going to find reasons to hate in this company. But every quarter, which this shit happens, more people will shut the fuck up. And they'll understand that they got it wrong. And I'm super happy because my money's where my mouth is. Earnings call is in 13 minutes. It's starting in 13 minutes. I have it on my screen right here. It's ready to go at any moment. It's on my screen. It's... you know what? I'm just going to pull it up on the screen so you guys can see that once it starts, immediately we get to watch it together. Chrome tab. Where is this? Here we go. Okay. So now you're seeing this on the screen. Let me make it bigger. Yeah. So it's ready right here. The moment it starts, we're going to go to it and let me give them a like. And we're going to start the earnings call. Let's keep going. Tom Nash, tell them we have giveaway and Palantir. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is Greg. Greg is one of my community managers. Now, very important, guys. Very important. For Patreon members, for YouTube channel members. Okay? For members of Patreon, for members of channel members, right? We have a giveaway on our Discord. We have a very active Discord server where people chat, they ask questions about stocks, Palantir among them, etc., etc. So we've decided to start the giveaway. We're going to give away 10 Tesla stocks. We're going to give away 100 Palantir stocks, and we're going to give away anywhere from between 50 and 75 stocks of a different company, which we're still deciding on. 3 people will get that. And the 3 people that will get it will be the most active people in the Discord. So the most active people in the Discord will get those stocks. So if you want to join that giveaway, all you got to do is join the Discord, be active. There's a statistical analysis tool that just checks activity, and then that's how you enter. As simple as that. Okay, moving on. Feels like we should get more institutional investor interest. I think after this quarter, you will. After this quarter, a lot more institutional investors will dive in. Palantir is at 35% institutional ownership. I'll show you in a second. Look, I'll show you. But I'm going to tell you a little secret about Palantir. Institutional investors were quietly buying Palantir for the past 2-3 quarters, and I'll show you. It's a very well kept secret that institutional investors were buying heavy, and I can prove it to you. Before we have 10 more minutes before the shit starts, and I'm going to show you right now exactly what's going on with Palantir. So, okay, let me remove this from the screen and let me show you something else. So on the screen right now, this is Stock MVP. This is a platform to analyze stocks. I helped build this with my partner Pete. This is Stock MVP. It's in every video I have. There's a link to sign up and try it out. A free trial for 7 days. You can try it free for 7 days. It's stock-mvp.com. Try it for 7 days for free. Now, one of the things we have on this thing is institutional investors, right? We can actually look at how much institutional investors are in the stock. So right now it's at 34% and 72, right? But look at this shit, guys. This is institutional shareholding going up. This is 2020. Now, what happened with institution? This chart shows you the amount of institutional shareholding in Palantir. So Palantir went up every single quarter except one outlier, but it's kept, the trend is that more institutional shareholders are piling into the stock. I expect this number to be closer to 40 within the next 2 months, and then closer to 50 within the end of the year with what they just did right now. Easy. That's about the question you asked me. Now going back to the telecast, which is supposed to start in a few minutes, and I'll take a few questions before we start, but I just want to pull it up on the screen. So we're 8 minutes. 8 minutes and counting, boys. Grandpa stole all my vodka, so I have none for the telecast. The Alex Karp telecast is about to start in 8 minutes. I don't have any vodka. A lot of excited people. A lot of excited people. Omar is saying, you may have been early, but you were not wrong. I know. I never doubted myself. I'm just saying it's fun to actually see it happen and play out. I told you. I told you my target price for the next 3 to 5 years is $50 to $100 on the stock. Nothing has changed. David, leave the haters alone. I don't mind. Your new logo, Yehuvi, I like it. It's pretty legit. The next Tesla, patient and go long. For me it is, but for other people there's maybe other next Teslas. Who knows? What's the price per share for Palantir right now? I mean, you can Google it pretty easily. It's at $7.74. The way it registers on my end. We have 8 more. How many minutes we have? Sorry, 7 minutes. 7 minutes to go. So Cozy Daddy is saying, I think it's from Germany, right? I'm absolutely with you, Tom. My biggest position over 2 years. Really happy about the results and to see the rocket. And well, the community manager. Oh yeah. Greg is my community manager. That is true. Honestly, I'd have to say that anything below $10 is highway robbery. Anything below 15 is still an absolute steal. I'm not going to argue with you, Anthony, but for every person, there's a different pricing, I guess. Some people tell you that it's a $5 stock. Palantir must go above $10 before institutional investors can come in. Yeah, they seem to be headed there right now. But look, there's going to be a pullback. If you guys are thinking about increasing positions in Palantir, I would wait, because if the stock, any stock jumps 20-something%, it usually has a correction. So I would, there's no need to FOMO into the stock today. You never want to buy into a spike like that. You made that video. Well, I'm assuming I did then. Can you talk about HIM's earnings? One of my favorite stock did 170% this year. Got in early on that a little bit. At $8, it dropped to 4, but then it jumped back up to 12. So I'm up 45% on that stock. And what price would Palantir go before you would consider selling some? $500 per share. That's where I'm not selling before that, a single share. Yeah, I'm not selling. Not selling at the look. If it spikes for no reason to $100 tomorrow, and it's all fucking hype and FOMO, maybe, but I doubt it. It depends on your brokerage player. Some brokerages allow after hour trading. Some don't. And Webull has after hours. Give me some tea. Some good chai. I'm gonna get me some more once Alex starts speaking. Okay, so I needed to break my voice. Is going bananas. Okay, 4:33. 4 minutes to go to the telecast. Stock is at 23.77% up in after hours. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. I don't think they're including this. I don't think S&P 500 inclusion is on the table for the stock. I've said it today in my earlier video. I don't think it's yet. I was just kidding about the 500. I just said an imaginary number. So basically, I'm not selling anytime soon. Everything excites me about Palantir these days. This quarter absolutely proves that this is a hell of a company. 4 minutes to grab popcorn, boys. Well, Natalie, there's a huge difference between S&P eligibility, which is 4 consecutive quarters of the S&P 500, which you are 100% right on, and between actual inclusion. So a lot of companies are eligible, but as you can see, like not all of them are in. I think they're still a long ways away from that, but they're definitely getting eligible is pretty insane for this company. So Matthew wants to share with you guys that he'd sell between $16 and $32 per share, but add only under $6.50 per share currently at 800 shares. That's a legitimate strategy. That's a legitimate strategy. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd love to have you as subscribers. And whoever didn't check that out yet, check out my Patreon. It's $5 per month. You get to join the Discord we have, which is absolutely a phenomenal community. It's the pinned comment in the chat for you guys to check out the Patreon page. And regardless, just you guys watching the videos is just support enough for me and my channel, which means a lot. Palantir at 9.74 in after hours? 9.53. 9.53. Yeah. For me, it shows $9.50 after hours. But yeah, 9.74 would be fucking awesome. Hey, Jack, are you a relative of Aiden Hutchinson? So we have 2 more minutes to Alex Karp. Let's read some comments. Thanks, Tom, for always keeping it real through thick and thin. I initially bought the stock because of you, which you never do, but I'm glad I did. Oh, did my research as well. Well, the fact of the matter that you did your own research, what makes me super happy. And that's the right way to invest. Do your own research. Okay, Greg, I see your message about Tim, and I'm going to do it right now. But for that to happen, I need to see him. Tim, can you type in the comment so I can find you and give you the mod? Like, I cannot give you the mod unless you're typing a comment. I would like to add you as a mod, but the chat is going super fast. Wow, the chat is flying. I can't find him. Okay, I think I see you. Hold on a second. So I'm trying to mod one of my community members. in order for us to have another modern chat so we can moderate the behavior and keep it a safe environment for everybody, which is like the number one priority here. Okay, Tim, I found you. Here we go. Tim, add moderator. Okay. Okay. Tim, you're now moderator. Congratulations. Simeon, I'm modding you as well. Add as moderator. Simeon, you've also been modded. Congratulations. Okay, now we have 2 more moderators for Greg to work with. So Palantir is supposed to start any second. Any second. Let me refresh the page real quick. Maybe. No, waiting for Palantir. It did not start yet, guys. It did not start yet. We're still waiting for Palantir, guys. That's another great question, TR. How long the Fed keeps rate where they're at? I think they'll pause. I don't think they're raising anymore, but probably until the end of the year. It's starting out. Let's go. So, one moment. I want to make sure you guys can hear it. There's no audio on my end yet. Hold on a second. So, I'm going to stop screen. I'm going to make sure I'm sharing it with audio. Audio. Yes. Okay. One second. I don't think it started yet. I don't think it started yet. Hold on. So you're not hearing anything because nothing is coming out yet. So don't worry about not hearing anything. It didn't start yet.
Good afternoon. I'm Anna Saro from Palantir's finance team, and I'd like to welcome you to
Guys, let me know if you can hear the stream, the Palantir stream.
discussing the results announced in our press release issued after the market close and posted on our investor relations website. During the call, we will make statements regarding our business that may be considered forward-looking within applicable securities laws, including statements regarding our second quarter and fiscal 2023 results, management's expectations for our future financial and operational performance, and other statements regarding our plans, prospects, and expectations. These statements are not promises or guarantees and are subject to risks and uncertainties, which could cause them to differ materially from actual results. Information concerning those risks is available in our earnings press release, distributed after the market closed today, and in our SEC filings. We undertake no obligation to update forward-looking statements except as required by law. Further, during the course of today's call, we will refer to certain adjusted financial measures. These non-GAAP financial measures should be considered in addition to, not as a substitute for or in isolation from, GAAP measures. Additional information about these non-GAAP measures, including reconciliation of non-GAAP to comparable GAAP measures, is included in our press release and investor presentation provided today. Our press release, investor presentation, and SEC filings are available on our investor relations website at investors.palantir.com. Over the course of the call, we will refer to various growth rates when discussing our business. These rates reflect year-over-year comparisons unless otherwise stated. Joining me on today's call are Alex Karp, Chief Executive Officer, Shyam Sankar, Chief Technology Officer, Dave Glazer, Chief Financial Officer, and Ryan Taylor, Chief Revenue Officer and Chief Legal Officer. I'll now turn it over to Alex for opening remarks.
On any normal earnings call where we have just been profitable and where we're going to be profitable for the next couple quarters, which opens up the possibility to be on the S&P, where the U.S. market grew by 28% and where we made $187 million in free cash flow, that would be the thing that was the most exciting. But in fact, what's most exciting about Palantir is we have our ability to launch products that are literally the only products on the market and that will in fact change your life and will determine who succeeds and who fails across enterprise, both government and commercial. The large language model revolution is one that will raise ships and sink ships. Of course, the profitability is important. Of course, the fact that we make free cash flow is important, but it's not nearly as exciting as our ability to invest our resources and our founder-led energy in using are things we have built to supply enterprises with an otherwise not available and in crazy high demand product. This is just one of the most exciting times to be at Palantir because you have the resources of a large, profitable enterprise company. So there is an issue with non-profitable tech. If you're powering the most important enterprises in the world, they want to know, can you provide the resources, the product we need tomorrow purely on a financial basis? But more importantly to us and to them, long term is, can you help us disrupt our adversaries? Can you just help us disrupt our competitors? For me personally, can you have a product that will help the West win, especially our government, but also our commercial clients, so that we, in fact, are stronger than our adversaries? And in the last 20 years, there's never been a development like this. You have a technology that will allow you to outproduce, change the margin of your company, understand your business, react on the battlefield quicker, predict things on the battlefield in a way, collapse your enterprise so that the top and the bottom actually work together, preempt attacks, create software that is so obviously dominant that adversaries quiver and scurry away instead of attacking us or our allies. And there's one company in the world that is positioned. The issue of how do you have security, a data model or knowledge and wisdom that's proprietary interact with an external large language model or with generative AI is not new to Palantir. And that's why we're able to launch our platform AIP so quickly, the demand of which is nothing I've ever seen in 20 years of being involved in Palantir. And the reason the demand is high is people suspect that this will, if you wield these technologies correctly, safely, and securely, meaning extract the value in the context of your own enterprise, whether that's sensitive or non-sensitive or regulated or moderately regulated, you have a weapon that will allow you to win, that will scare your competitors and your adversaries. And we are in the unique position to supply that platform. And we have the resources, both because of our profitability, our $2.9 billion in the bank, our lack of debt, and quite frankly, our entrepreneurial, founder-led spirit at this company. Welcome to our earnings day. Thank you.
As Alex highlighted, our company once again achieved GAAP profitability last quarter, including GAAP operating income for the first time. This marks another milestone in our company's sustained growth, ensuring that we will continue delivering results and impact for our partners for years to come, while also investing deeply in the transformational AI opportunities before us. We have been taking steps across the company in recent months to refocus our efforts and optimize on the parts of our business that will drive even further growth alongside sustained profitability. In Q1 2023, we generated $525 million in revenue. Due to the seasonality of our business, Q1 tends to be our slowest quarter. But despite that headwind and the difficult macroeconomic environment that the technology industry continues to face, our commercial business generated $236 million of revenue last quarter and achieved $176 million in TCV, a 70% year-over-year TCV increase. These strong results were driven primarily by the re-acceleration of our U.S. commercial business, which surpassed the $100 million revenue threshold for the first time with 26% year-over-year growth. We continue to see robust pilot starts and promising conversions, and we're also beginning to see the realization of our expansion strategy, meaning we're beginning to see meaningful growth and upsell opportunities with our newer customer base. Some notable examples include the expansion of our work with Hertz, who is using Foundry to more efficiently manage and operate its fleet of nearly 500,000 vehicles, and Jacobs Engineering, who is doubling down on our partnership to reduce costs and improve performance across plants. We also signed significant expansion agreements with the largest health system in the country for continued acceleration of our hospital operations efforts, and with one of the world's largest paper and packaging companies. Our U.S. commercial customer base, which stood at 155 at the end of Q1 2023, a 7-fold increase in customer count over just 2 years, presents an immense opportunity for continued expansion. While aspects of our international commercial business have been challenging in today's climate, We continue to focus on delivering transformational results to long-term customers. For example, BP, our customer of over a decade, recently shared that Foundry helped them reduce production costs by approximately 60% from $14 a barrel to less than $6 a barrel. We're also investing for growth in targeted industries and geographies, such as Korea, where I recently met with customers and saw our momentum there firsthand. This includes several strong pilot starts and the expansion of our work with Korea Shipbuilding and Offshore Engineering, focused on using Foundry to enhance safety and operational efficiency. Our government business generated $289 million in revenue, driven in large part by our U.S. government business, which grew 22% year over year. With strong conviction in our work on the ground and the critical missions we're delivering against, we continue to focus on building our U.S. government business for the long term, while acknowledging timing uncertainty in the short term. We're investing in delivering digital deterrence and AI-driven efforts around the world, from the Middle Eastern, Pacific, and European theaters. And with pressing global events, we continue to lean into our support for the U.S. and its allies across Eastern Europe. More broadly, as we look at opportunities across our company, we are strongly investing in AI efforts, with a focus on delivering the foundational systems and software architecture that will enable enterprises to leverage the power of the latest large language models and other machine learning technologies. We're already seeing unprecedented demand for AIP, and we are reorganizing our efforts aggressively to capitalize on the interest. We anticipate that these technologies will be transformational both for ourselves and for our customers, and we are positioned to meet the moment. I'll now turn it over to Shyam.
Thanks, Ryan. This past February, overlapping with our last earnings call, I had the opportunity to visit Ukraine and witness the incredible speed with which the Ukrainian forces were able to employ AI on the battlefield. It was clear that the future has already arrived, and that future requires us broadly to rewrite roadmaps. It changes everything to some degree and some things completely. We all can either choose to join the disruptors driving this change, or we can be disrupted. From diffusion to large language models, the accelerating pace of AI development is awe-inspiring and exhilarating. But there are many challenges customers will encounter as they attempt to leverage this technology operationally at any scale. From managing the mismatch between the ever-growing big data scale of the enterprise and the bottlenecks and choke points of smaller context windows of LLMs, to product design challenges of constructively embedding these models in workflows, and safety and trust challenges in governing the AI in an operational and decision-making context. We are well ahead of the curve because we've built the frameworks, the infrastructure, and the software needed. We have already had to solve so many of the hard problems, including the development of deep expertise with the necessary intermediary scale data challenges required to effectively span the gap from big data to small LLM context windows. And there will be many surprises in who ultimately comes up as the winners and losers of all of this disruption. The AI models themselves, within months, have gone from cutting edge to quickly being commoditized. Developing GPT-2 and GPT-3 class models at this point, table stakes. Anyone can build them in a few days with a few $100s. As the memo purportedly leaked from Google titled, "We have no moat and neither does OpenAI" makes clear, things that big tech companies have considered major open areas of development have actually been solved by a handful of people in the open source community. While some of the proprietary models hold a slight quality edge, the lead is vanishing quickly. The speed of iteration on these models, biasing to a Goldilocks size of power iteration pace ratio, will dominate. We believe larger, enduring value is more likely to emerge from the application and workflow layer by the players who know how to navigate the challenges of data scale mismatch that LLMs present. And we are uniquely positioned to continue to be a leader here. And because that future is already here, we must act with speed and conviction. Customers must completely rethink what they are building and how they build it. We are moving fast to ensure existing customers can quickly deploy AIP beside Gotham and Foundry to transform their operations with intelligent, contextual decision-making and sophisticated automation and coordination, from the battlefield to the boardroom. AIP enables customers to operate not only Foundry and Gotham, but also their businesses from a greater strategic vantage point. We provide powerful interfaces to rapidly integrate your data, build your ontology, forge AI-driven applications and workflows, and build agents to orchestrate and automate enterprise actions, all in an environment with guardrails, safe handoff functions, and military-grade security. AIP not only knows how to speak to you, but more importantly, it knows how to speak to Gaia, Meta Constellation, every Foundry service, your ontology, and your enterprise. At a major insurance company, we deployed a pre-release version of AIP and in a few days built a collaborative AI agent to automate claims processing. The chief data officer told us that AIP was years ahead of anything they had seen. The pace of innovation around AI and LLMs presents a unique opportunity for leveraging our Apollo and FedStart infrastructure. There is tremendous demand for these models in FedRAMP, IL5, and IL6. Via our FedStart offering, we can bring these startups to U.S. government markets in weeks. In Q1, we also closed our first $1 million deal for Apollo with a major tech company. Our Foundry Ontology SDK has met the market to a great reception. These SDKs make it easy for customers to build new enterprise applications and integrate ontology into their existing ones. We plan to support AIP directly from these SDKs, extending the AI application forge deep into your enterprise ecosystem. The Gotham ecosystem continues to expand with enhanced capabilities across the AI-enabled kill chain. Our most recent developments include substantial new capabilities, called Maverick, in fires and the broader air battle management process. This capability enables efficient translation of approved targets to weapon systems. On a final note, we will be sharing our insights on the latest cutting-edge AI, who will be the victors and the vanquished, and of course showing the latest across AIP and Foundry, as well as hearing from our customers on how our products are powering their transformations at our June 1st customer event in Palo Alto. With that, I'll turn it over to Dave.
Thanks, Sean. The first quarter of 2023 was a record-setting quarter for us. We achieved our second consecutive quarter of GAAP profitability and also achieved GAAP operating income for the first time. This accomplishment was a result of strong top-line growth driven by the re-acceleration of our U.S. commercial business, coupled with continued disciplined spend management. These achievements demonstrate our commitment to driving profitable growth, and we continue to expect 2023 to be our first full year of GAAP profitability. On the back of these exceptional results and this trajectory, we now expect to be GAAP profitable in each quarter this year. Turning to our global top-line results. We generated $525 million in revenue in the first quarter of 2023, up 18% year over year, $20 million ahead of the midpoint of our prior guidance. Our U.S. business generated $337 million in total revenue in the first quarter, up 23% year over year and 12% sequentially, demonstrating our continued momentum in the U.S. Revenue from our largest customers continues to expand. First quarter trailing 12-month revenue per customer from our top 20 customers increased 14% year over year to $51 million per customer. New customer acquisition also remained strong as we saw customer count grow 41% year over year and 7% sequentially. Now moving to our commercial segment. In the first quarter of 2023, commercial revenue grew 15% year over year and 10% sequentially to $236 million. Our first quarter U.S. commercial revenue grew 26% year over year and 39% sequentially to $107 million. Excluding revenue from strategic commercial contracts, U.S. commercial revenue grew 46% year over year and 24% sequentially. In addition to the strength of our U.S. commercial revenue growth, our U.S. commercial customer count grew 50% year over year and 8% sequentially, marking the 9th consecutive quarter of sequential growth. Commercial revenue from our strategic commercial contracts surpassed first quarter expectations at $33 million due to the unanticipated acceleration of revenue from certain of these contracts. We expect second quarter revenue from these customers to be between $17 and $19 million and to drop off significantly in the third and fourth quarter. Our expectations of full year revenue from these customers remains unchanged at approximately 3% of total full year revenue. In the first quarter, our international commercial business grew 8% year over year and declined 7% sequentially. The results were impacted in part due to a tough comparison to the prior quarter as a result of the timing of revenue recognition on certain contracts in the fourth quarter and the seasonal headwinds we often see in the first quarter with some of our largest international enterprise customers. Turning to our government segment. First quarter government revenue grew 20% year over year and declined 1% sequentially to $289 million. First quarter U.S. government revenue grew 22% year over year and 2% sequentially to $230 million. While we have a strong pipeline of opportunities in our U.S. government business, we acknowledge that there are uncertainties associated with the timing of these contract expansions and renewals. Nonetheless, we remain confident in the growth of our U.S. government business. First quarter international government revenue grew 11% year over year and declined 13% sequentially to $59 million. The sequential decline was driven by non-recurring revenue catch-up that we saw in the fourth quarter, as well as some challenges with the timing of contract awards in the first quarter. Turning to bookings, TCV booked in the first quarter was $397 million, up 60% year over year. U.S. commercial TCV grew 170% year over year to $124 million, again demonstrating the strength of our U.S. commercial business. We ended the first quarter with $3.4 billion in total remaining deal value and $936 million in remaining performance obligations. As a reminder, RPO is primarily comprised of our commercial business, as it does not take into account contracts with an initial term of less than 12 months and contractual obligations that fall beyond termination for convenience clauses, both of which are common in most of our government business. Both remaining deal value and remaining performance obligations have continued to face headwinds from the macroeconomic impact on customers from the Strategic Investment Program. As a result, the total remaining deal value and the total value of our commercial contracts from our Strategic Investment Program decreased by $102 million since last quarter as we continue to review and assess the financial condition of these businesses. Turning to margin and expense, adjusted gross margin, which excludes stock-based compensation expense, was 81% for the quarter. First quarter adjusted income from operations, which excludes stock-based compensation expense, was $125 million, representing an adjusted operating margin of 24%, 600 basis points ahead of our prior guidance and marking the third consecutive quarter of expanding adjusted operating margins. These results demonstrate our ability to drive strong revenue growth while managing costs effectively, with first quarter adjusted expense up only 1% sequentially to $400 million. We continue to manage expense growth by optimizing operations in G&A, capturing cloud efficiencies, and focusing our headcount investments in key strategic areas. We remain committed to sustained GAAP profitability, while at the same time increasing investment in both the U.S. to capture the momentum we are seeing and in the development of advanced software capabilities, particularly our AI-driven offerings. We believe that artificial intelligence, including large language models, will prove transformational for our business and for enterprises in the government and commercial context. To that end, we are rebalancing our efforts and investments to capitalize on these developments. In the first quarter, we generated income from operations of $4 million, our first ever quarter of GAAP operating income. This reflects our laser focus on profitable growth and continued management of our stock-based compensation. While we expect to see stock-based compensation expense trend up through the remainder of the year, we remain focused on GAAP net income and operating profitability. Turning to net income. First quarter GAAP net income was $17 million, our second consecutive quarter of GAAP profitability. This was the result of our strong GAAP operating income, as well as interest income from our balance sheet and the narrowing of losses from investments. First quarter adjusted earnings per share was 5 cents, and GAAP earnings per share was 1 cent, our second consecutive quarter of positive GAAP EPS. We are extremely proud that we were able to continue to deliver GAAP profitability on a consistent basis. Additionally, our combined revenue growth and adjusted operating margin was 42% in the first quarter. We will continue to strive to achieve the Rule of 40 throughout 2023 and beyond. Turning to our strong cash flow in the first quarter, we generated $189 million and $187 million in adjusted free cash flow and cash from operations, respectively, each representing a margin of 36%. We ended the quarter with $2.9 billion in cash, cash equivalents, and short-term U.S. Treasury bills. We retain access to additional liquidity of up to $950 million through our $500 million revolving credit facility and $450 million delayed draw term loan facility, both of which remain entirely undrawn. Now turning to our outlook. For Q2 2023, we expect revenue of between $528 and $532 million, adjusted income from operations of between $118 and $122 million, and GAAP net income. For full year 2023, we are raising our revenue guidance to between $2.185 and $2.235 billion. We are raising our adjusted income from operations guidance to between $506 and $556 million, and we now expect GAAP net income in each quarter of this year. With that, I'll turn it over to Anna to start the Q&A.
Thanks, Dave. We'll begin with a few questions from our shareholders before we open up the call. We received a lot of questions on AI and AIP. Alex, would you like to share some thoughts?
Well, thank you for being here. I've been at the Palantir
building since the beginning for 20 years. Our first product was PG, which changed the course of history, especially in Europe, by preventing terror attacks in a constitutional order. And that product basically is the only product for for that use case in the world. And then we built a number of other products on the battlefield for special operators, Foundry, which needs no introduction. And in the process of building these products, we were always thinking about human computer symbiotic relationships, and then later algorithmic relationships to data, especially what's called generative AI. And so we had built these precursor technologies since inception, and also biases. So how would you interact with an algorithm where you expose only the part of the enterprise that you want to expose, need to expose? How would you do a handoff when you're deciding to make a lethal decision? Who makes the lethal decision? What data sources are used? How do you map the knowledge and wisdom of your enterprise onto the external database? And then with the rise of large language models, how do you impose that on the large language model? How do you take what's useful from AI, especially in a large language model context, without hallucinating your way into a disaster? How do you expose sensitive parts of your enterprise that need to be exposed while protecting parts of your enterprise that should never be exposed, not just in the classified environment, but if you're working in a hospital context, not exposing personal healthcare data to a broader LLM run by a third party? How do you do this in a context where some people are technical and non-technical? How do you expand our offering, and this is one of the big advantages of the current revolution, to people who have very technical needs but don't know how to wield them? And in general, our business has been a business driven by moral imperatives. I don't want to make this overly philosophical, although in some ways I'd prefer it. But when you look at the history of Silicon Valley over the last 20 years, there's, in a weird way, a tacit alliance between the way in which our maybe adversaries think of the world and the way in which many people in Silicon Valley have thought about it. Essentially, we will use data to serve our interests, not inherently the interests of the people, meaning in our context to be monetized. And we have always believed in a moral imperative where the human and our governments would define the context in which data and algorithmic and now large language models implicitly would be controlled. And so that looked like a weird philosophical bias, but in fact, that philosophical bias allowed us to develop branching, allowed us to develop ways of doing handoff technologies. It allowed us to think broadly about what it means to be in lethal situations and behave ethically. It now positioned us to be able to launch ways in which to deal with large language models that is a once-in-a-generational opportunity with technologies that are otherwise not available by other people. Also, even our bias of understanding, as Sean was saying in his introduction, that it is the person that wields the technology that makes it valuable, that makes it moral, not the technology itself. And these biases have just put us very, very far ahead of the market. And especially, we're seeing this a reception to this in the United States, which makes me obviously particularly happy. So we're going to be very involved in rolling this out in a kind of pretty disciplined way. We see it as unprecedented, once-in-a-generation opportunity. We have odd resources in terms of IP, software platforms that are uniquely suited for this. We have an ability to run hard, both because we are entrepreneurial. Many people in this space, in fact, don't really build products, they buy products. It's just too late to buy a product to catch up with what has to be done now and where the winners will really accelerate. So we feel like we're obviously our profitability is really important to us, particularly because as we begin to power more and more of the most important institutions in the world, it basically takes off the table the legitimate question, well, if your technology is so powerful, why can't you make any money? So I believe it's a unique time for us, a unique place for us, and we're very, very busily at work.
Thanks, Alex. We also received a few questions on GAAP profitability. Vishal and Rick ask, do you still expect to be GAAP profitable this year?
Vishal, Rick, thanks for the question. In short, absolutely we do. And really, on the strength of Q1, we now know we expect to be profitable in each quarter of this year, not just for the full year, which is obviously a big milestone for us. And to recap Q1, it was our second consecutive quarter of GAAP profitability. We did $17 million of net income. It's our first ever GAAP operating income profitable quarter. We did $4 million of operating income. It's our strongest cash flow quarter ever, $189 million of free cash flow. And we did this all with the U.S. commercial business growing 39% sequentially. And so profitability, it will remain core to our growth. And that's as we mobilize our business and our resources around the AI opportunities that are in front of us.
Thanks, Dave. We received questions about expanding our customer base and the growth and momentum of our commercial business. Ryan, do you want to share some thoughts on the commercial business for 2023?
Yeah, absolutely. So in our results, you see the re-acceleration of our U.S. commercial business, 26% year-over-year growth, U.S. commercial, as Dave said, 39% sequential. Our customer count, which is now at 155 customers in our U.S. commercial business, grew 50% year-over-year. And the TCV closed in Q1 grew 170% year-over-year. That's on the back of pilot conversions, new pilots starting, and expansions at customers, as I highlighted earlier, such as Hertz, Jacobs Engineering, the largest health system in the country and one of the largest paper and packaging companies in the world, among other examples. We expect that momentum to carry forward, and as the U.S. commercial continues to become a larger and larger part of our overall business, that'll obviously have larger and larger impacts on our overall results and momentum as well. On top of that, we've highlighted AI presents an opportunity that is creating unprecedented demand for us. We can deliver against it in ways that no one else can, and we're running at that full speed, and we expect that momentum to continue in 2023 and beyond.
Thanks, Ryan. Our next question is from Michael, who asks, with potential S&P 500 inclusion, how does that correlate with the company's prospects on profitability moving forward?
I'm sure there's a prepared answer here, but I believe, or I know that we are outsiders. And this outsider status is one of the main reasons we built all these products, because we never, ever thought anyone would buy our products except for that they were disruptive and unique. And that's in many, if you look at the products we built, but also in somehow our uncanny preparedness for this moment, it's because we approach this as we have to succeed under adverse conditions. And my interest in profitability is for obvious reasons, but it's also, I think, we'll just be in a much stronger position as it becomes clear that we qualify for participation in S&P. And a lot of people look at us afresh, anew, and we'll begin to look closer at our strengths. But in any case, this is the outsider strategy is we are going to be profitable. We're going to, within the context of being profitable, we are going to take all resources and disrupt, especially in the US of A, and we are going to use the profitability to scale our business and attractiveness of our business to new investors.
Thanks, Alex. Our next question is from Brent with Jefferies. Brent, please turn on your camera, and then you'll receive a prompt to unmute your line.
Good afternoon. There were a lot of questions about in the quarter the backlog growth, significantly decelerated. Yet the comments about the overall business re-accelerating, you guys were clear about, and so there were questions around were there any one-time milestone JV rev rec or SPAC contribution in the quarter that may have explained this? And can you just comment about the backlog growth versus the comments you said about re-acceleration, because they don't really match up when we look at the numbers?
Yeah, so happy to take that. And I think just to start off, when you're looking at re-acceleration, I'd point to the U.S. commercial business is really driving our business forward and sort of where our focus is. And it did re-accelerate significantly in Q1, right? It was 26% year-over-year growth, 39% sequential. If you want to exclude SPAC revenue, it grew over 45% and grew 24% sequentially. So it's exceptional re-acceleration. And then if you want to look at bookings, you can look at US TCV up 170%. Excuse me, U.S. commercial TCV is up 170% year over year. So like all the measures are there.
I think, I just let me give you a somewhat orthogonal answer to your question. We have a tale of two cities here. We have America, which is growing around 28%. It is now 64% of our business. 4 years ago, it was 37% of our business. We're absolutely disrupting in the US of A. International is growing around 10%, and that is becoming obviously a smaller part of our business. And so what I tend to see when I look at the numbers is, yeah, if we believe the U.S. is, we see the U.S. is growing, we see that U.S. is re-accelerating, although re-accelerating is the wrong word because, in fact, U.S. commercial has been accelerating and accelerating, and it's just become a much bigger part of our business. And last not least, what's not in the numbers is I spend a lot of my time on the road. I'm talking to the U.S. customers. I'm talking, and they're not, the quality of the questions has shifted from why would we need this to how would I use it? And that's just purely on the Foundry front. And then the inbound on anything related to AI, both from existing customers. By the way, on that score, we sit on the world's most important private sensitive networks, both in commercial and government. Every single one of those clients needs an AI strategy, and we have unique technology and software for that. So, but I think if you wanted to look at the positive, negative of our business, like, yeah, sure. I do not expect international to grow much more than it is growing now. I do expect the U.S. to continue to grow, and we're very optimistic about what will happen there.
Thanks, Alex. Our next question is from Mariana with Bank of America. Mariana, please turn on your camera, and then you'll receive a prompt to unmute your line. Mariana, can you hear us?
Hello?
You hear me?
Yep.
And
Oh, perfect. Having troubles with technology still. There. I am muted. Okay. My question is about the...
We can't hear
Oh,
you.
no.
Oh, sorry, Mariana, you're cutting out.
Technical difficulties. Bringing the monkeys with the drums.
I'm so sorry.
Technical difficulties. Oh, man.
No problem. We can just move on. Our next question is from Keith with Morgan Stanley. Keith, please turn on your camera, and then you'll receive a prompt to unmute your line.
Keith also doesn't have a mic. Oh, man.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
good.
Excellent. So we talked a lot about accelerating U.S. commercial business, reorienting the company to a certain extent for this commercial opportunity with the AI platform. Two questions. One, can you talk to us a little bit about changes that you're looking to make in the go-to-market for this AI platform? Any sense you could give us in terms of how you're looking to price the platform? What's sort of like the initial conversations been like, and what do you think the pricing modality is going to be like around that AI platform? And then the last question on GAAP profitability. This quarter, you did have a pull forward of revenues that kind of helped the commercial business, helped the overall profitability. To some sense, you got to make that up a little bit in Q2 and Q3. Are there any like tactical things that you're doing or cost reduction initiatives that you're putting in place to ensure that GAAP profitability to offset that pull forward, that upfront revenue recognition you saw in Q1?
I'll take the AI thing, and Shyam, maybe you want to add something, and then you can talk about all of our various strategies to be more and more efficient. No, our basic, it's counterintuitive, but we're gonna within the context of remaining profitable. Our strategy on AI is to just take the whole market. We have no pricing strategy. We're going to create a lot of value. We're going to get hundreds of customers, and we will price it as we go. One of the things we've seen over and over again is when you're ahead of the market, you need to take territory. We want to take territory for two reasons. One, we believe we have the only product currently on the market that can solve some of these intricate technical needs. Two, we've spent years building certain things like how do you manage knowledge systems across algorithms, across security interests. We know how hard it is to build this. We believe that it will take years for people to build these things. And three, because as we take territory, we educate the market, and the market, quite frankly, many analysts believe this stuff is really easy. You educate the market to see how hard it is, and in doing that, you then have pricing parity because they will try other things that, for technical reasons, are likely to fail. So especially in the U.S., we have some non-U.S. customers. There are some exceptions to this. We can't do this for free for governments for legal reasons, and because we have so many already AI-driven clients. But in the U.S. commercial context, our strategy is going to be to take territory, educate the market, and make it very difficult for other people entering the market because they'll have to compete with a product that's what we've already been working on for de facto years, with solving technical issues that the market doesn't yet realize exist. Then I'll leave.
Yeah, I was just going to say, from a product perspective with AIP, we're just razor focused on creating value as quickly as possible. I think it's not actually clear from the outside how far ahead we are. If you think about the intermediary scale data challenges that you face in getting value out of LLMs and their extremely small context windows, like how are you going to bridge the gap between big data and smaller context windows? You need an ontology. And all of these, like how did we build an insurance GPT agent in 2 days? Because we stood on the shoulders of 2 years of a very robust ontology that enabled us to unlock
Maybe you should
huge
explain
value.
what an ontology is, because for most people,
yeah. I could take the rest of the call with that, but I think simply
you love that. You're more interested in that than,
you have the semantic representation of the business. Sometimes people call it digital twin. I hate that because it cheapens it and how it's been diluted. But like, what is the business? How do we think about it? How does the data map to the operations that happen? And then you have the kinetic layer of like, well, how do we make decisions? How do I adjudicate a claim? What does that mean? How does it flow through the system? These are prerequisites. You can think about that second piece, the kinetics, is the tools you give the LLMs to actually drive and automate your business processes. And you think about the former part of like, how do I actually reason about what's going on? And I need that as almost like a form of compression to get everything into that small context window, right? Like that's a physical limitation of the LLMs. So I think the amount of ground we can take means that the only reasonable strategy is to focus on.
and implicit in what Shyam is saying is without essentially, other people call it a knowledge graph. In fact, de facto, you could view it as like a dynamic semantic layer where the assumptions of your world are built in it and can map across you will just not be able to use this technology. Now, that's something we know. No one else knows. No one believes it, but they're about to find out. And so we don't have to have this debate with people. We're just going to show clients, hey, this will work. You will get value. We've done this before. And also crazy hard to build this. So if you know how to do it, you have a 3-year build.
And we didn't even talk about the guardrails, the military-grade security, the safe handoff functions that are extant, right? Like we can go running at this so hard.
And again, in a highly regulated environment, whether people listening to this like it or not, America's a highly regulated environment. You will not be able to use this technology without what Shyam is calling guardrails. But what he really means is with a branching technology where ACLs can be applied to the internal systems in a way that you can still get the work, be able to do the work because you have a semantic layer. And that's all gobbledygook to people, except for it will not be gobbledygook to everybody who wants to use this technology in a productive way. And we just, we spent 20 years building these things, and we're gonna litigate that on the front and figure out how we get paid later.
And on GAAP profitability, we're going to get there, with the U.S. business. And when you look to U.S. commercial, that'll help push us there. And then when you look at sort of what we've been doing on the cost side, G&A efficiency, the cloud costs we keep talking about because it really, really is making a difference in our business. And then we're going to be prudent with our headcount in certain places, and in other places, we're going to really.
I mean, there's an obvious thing. We're growing, we believe, and the numbers show we're disrupting in the U.S. We're going to invest heavily. In places where we're growing 10%, we're going to reduce costs. There's no mystery here.
Thanks. Alex, as always, we have a lot of individual investors on the line. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end the call?
You're my favorite investors. I say it every call. A lot of the decisions we make are made because we are in full alignment with you. There's a tendency among elites to overlook your knowledge. My experience is the people that pay attention to the product, how the product's used, and are more accurate in the strengths and weaknesses of PG, Foundry, semantic layer, and now AI are very often people investing their own money. And now, as we become profitable in the next 2 quarters, I expect that we will become part of the S&P and we'll have many more institutional investors, but I will not stop valuing you, and I appreciate your support.
Thanks. That concludes
That's
Q&A
so
for
cute.
today's call.
Made my day. That was super cute. That was super cute. Wow, man. Not a bad call for Palantir. Alex cracking jokes, talking about anthologies, LLMs, S&P 500 inclusion, gap profitability, record-breaking quarters. Woo! That was very, very nice. Very nice earnings call. Now, we've been on here for 2.5 hours. I want to thank you all. Before you leave, some important things. If you haven't yet, make sure you check out the link to join the Patreon. And then if you do so, make sure you join our Discord community. That's the bread and butter of our patrons. You will absolutely have a blast. Number 2, make sure you have a blessed day. I love you all. Thank you so much. I honestly mean it from the bottom of my heart that you spent these 2 hours with me here. I do not take this shit for granted. I know you are busy people. The fact of the matter is you spent this time with me, and it means the world. I'm not even kidding. I'm almost getting emotional here. So before I cry about this, and I don't want to cry on air, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. You are the best community anybody could ever ask. I'm proud to be associated with all of you. You are my favorites. For real, for real. I love you all.